Hey guys, welcome back. And in today's video, or this week's video, I want to talk about homestead exemptions. Why? Because it's the first week of, the second week of January, and if you're a homeowner, you purchase a home in 2019, you qualify for this exemption. What is it? Well, this is in the state of Texas, where I am actually at. If you qualify, it's because you are a homeowner. The house that you live in is your current primary residence, so it cannot be a rental home, and it is actually like a tax break. So if you have multiple homes or properties, you can only take advantage of this tax exemption only in your primary residence. But still, you have to apply for the application and send it in, and you have to apply for it, or else they will not give it to you. So do not wait. If you haven't yet done it and you purchased your home in 2018 or 17, it's okay. Go ahead and send it. In today's video, I'm actually gonna walk you through on step by step on how to fill one out. Now, don't get overwhelmed on how many pages it is or what your qualify is. Let's focus on the last two pages, on the first two pages, and we'll go over them. At the end, it does show you what an affidavit is if you qualify for extra stuff. So if you are a veteran or a surviving spouse, or even a first responder, or surviving spouse of a first responder, you actually may qualify for additional stuff, along with the disabled 65 plus or older, and why not. So, but right now we're just gonna go over what the general application is. Now, before we get started, I want to emphasize that you're gonna need a couple of things. First, you're gonna need your driver's license handy, and you're gonna need two websites open. Now, those two websites, it does vary upon your county, but if you are in the Harris County, where I'm at, or the Montgomery County, where I usually also work, in the Woodlands, so you need to go to hcad.org or mcad.org. Those websites are going to help you just browse through what your real estate property account is, and they will give you a very long number, which I will show you how to find it, and also the legal description of your property. Another website you need to open is your clerk's office, and that does vary as well per county. And you want to open and figure out as much as information from the HCAD or MCAD or a county office that you have open, and fill in as much as information as you can so you can find out the account number for the clerk's office. With that being said, make sure your driver's license is updated with your current property address. Make a copy of it, because you're gonna have to send it along with it, and I'm gonna show you how to get started on your homestead exemption, and I'll see you back shortly. Let's take a look at the Harris County Appraisal District. Again, the homestead exemption, it's going to be something that you have to apply for. If you don't submit this document, you do not get it automatically. Okay? Another thing is that you have to be the owner of the property as of January 2020, January 1st, 2020. So this will go on until the following. So if you just close on your home as of January 6th or February or March, and you do not qualify for 2020, you will have to wait until 2021. Okay? So let's get started. There's a couple of things that you're going to need to know. You're going to find first your account number. So by this, we're going to go and search for your property information. I suggest to use search by address. For this video purposes, I'm going to use my address. and it's very simple. Just click search. Try to stay as close as you can. Now, this is the real property records. This is available. It's a public information. You can find it and just not even needing a login information. So let's go ahead and take a look at this page. It's very, very interesting because it'll give you a lot of information in such a small space, but don't get overwhelmed. Go per item and take a look at it just to get a little bit familiar. One of the most important parts of it is right here, your online tax bill. I find it very useful just to know what my bill is going to come up, or if I just happen to lose my bill that comes every year, just get a sense of how much was your taxes or how much will it be, and compare to last year or the following year. Okay. Now, what we need from this page is two things. We're going to need your tax account number, so you want to copy that, and we're going to come back to the legal description. Okay, so this right here, but first the tax number. Now, in order to open a new page, I just kept my last one. I just like it as a reference. From here, we're going to go to forms, popular forms, and we're going to go under 1113, which is the homestead exemption. This is the application form that you're going to need in order to apply for your homestead exemption. Again, if you do not own this or fill it out and send it in to this address right here, you will not get your homestead exemption. So do it as soon as you can. Let's go ahead and put in our application number, our account number, I'm sorry. And we're going to do this for the following pages. Not for this one, but for the following. And again, usually this form will be sent to you as soon as they come out. Now, the year that I'm trying to qualify for is for the year of 2020. So we go ahead and fill that up. Go ahead and read those instructions. They're useful. Very, very, I'm saying very, very a lot. But they are very useful to understand. Also, if you go to the last page, these are the instructions that, the definitions of what you need to do. First, this is the deadline. So the deadline we have is April 30th. And then require documentation. One thing that you need to do is to go to the DMV and change your address on your driver's license. You want to make sure it's correct to the corresponding address you're applying for. Again, this only applies and you only may qualify for your primary residence. Okay? So, yeah, go ahead and read for what is, if you are a surviving spouse of a disabled veteran, this will be, pretty useful for you. Okay, so let's go up a little bit. Now that we have the account number, we're going to go and start filling out stuff. We want to focus on what we qualify for. So I would suggest to go, of course, to general residence homestead exemption always. And then you go on and see if you will know if you qualify for disabled person or the other ones. So under cooperative housing, this only applies to, let's say, someone that owns stock on the home and you are the primary residence. This applies to an LLC corporation. Sometimes it does happen, so it's just what applies to you. But if you're just a regular homeowner, don't worry about it. Now, were you receiving homestead exemption in your previous residence? If you are not a first-time home buyer, this will apply to you. If you own this home for the first time, this is a new home, go ahead and click yes. Okay? But if this is your first time purchasing this home, go ahead and click no. So let's go on with the third question. Are you transferring an exemption from a previous residence? This just means that, again, kind of like the first thing, any other exemptions. But if you say, this does not qualify for me, go ahead and put no. Are you transferring tax limitation? Again, you will know if this qualifies to you. If you're a first-time home buyer, this is a no. Go ahead and put your previous address, and you'll want to put the whole full address in this line. So it will be like 123 Main Street, and then put whatever state it is. Okay. And your previous county, which is the same one. Now, Section 2. Section 2 will apply to different people, a single adult or a married couple. And other is for individual who owns the property with others, meaning I used to own the home under my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law had partial ownership, so it would go under her and under us. Okay, but that does not qualify for you. Then go ahead and put single adult or a married couple. Go ahead and put your first name, last name, full address as it appears in your driver's license. Then go on and put your birth date and your driver's license. Okay, you don't need to put your social number, security number. I do not advise to put your social security number. With the driver's license number will be sufficient. Now, if you don't have a driver's license, go ahead and put your passport number and make sure that you identify that that's the passport number. And you also need a copy of this. So if you have a driver's license, go ahead and take a copy, print it, and attach it to the application. Now, you're going to do the same thing for the property owner number 2, and so on. Okay? Don't forget to put your phone number, your email address, and what is the ownership interest. So if this is me and my husband, then it will be 50 and, it will be 50 and 50. Okay? But if it's just me, then it will be 100%. Okay? So let's go on into Section 3. Section 3 is property information. This just applies to what day you acquire the property, meaning when do you get your keys. Then if you started moving that weekend, the following day, or that weekend, and it just took you a while to get into your home, then go ahead and just put when did you start occupying this property. Okay? Principal address, physical address, this will be your actual home address where you put in your label. And then legal description. Like I mentioned, we're going to go back to this page. And we're going to copy this, the full thing. We want to make sure we have the lot, the community, and where it's located, what city. Some legal descriptions are going to be longer. Don't worry about it. Just copy the whole thing. So, is the applicant identified on the deed or other recorded instrument? If you are the owner, of course you will. And if you go under the county clerk website, you will be able to find this information. Take in mind that you're going to have to look at some information before you go in here. Maybe reach out to the website or phone number, or if you can reach out to your county clerk. But in this case, if you're in the Harry County, Texas, then you're going to be able to sign in through a login information. It will ask you a couple of questions. You put in your email address. They will give you an account, and then from there they'll give you another email click on the email once you receive it, and then it will give you authorization to going into this website. Again, so if you are already in here and you don't know your file number, you're gonna try to put in as much as information as you can. You can put the date, you can put your name, your last name, and you can put the description and lot, or as much as you can. Then it will, believe me, it will easily find it. This shows that is myself, and then file number is right here. I'm sorry, it got cut off by the screen, but this is the number that we need, and you're going to place it right here. Now, if you don't have it, don't worry. Do not worry. Just go ahead and click yes, and do not respond to anything to this area. They will find the information. That's nothing to worry about. Okay. So, is the property for which this application is submitted as an heir? The answer is no. If you're not an heir, do the heir of the property occupies, but this does not, apply to most of the people. So just don't answer anything. This is a manufactured home. Nope, it's not a manufactured home. Is the portion of the property which you are claiming a residence homestead exemption income producing, meaning do you rent to someone else? Do you Airbnb? And the answer will be no if it does not apply to you. Now, this is a percentage of how much you would acquire from there. So if you, let's say, an easy way, because I used to do accounting, is if there is 365 days of the year and you pretty much did about a quarter of that year, how many days do you rent it out? Then go ahead and put the percentage. Okay, it's very easy. Don't worry about it. Don't get overwhelmed. It's just a quick math problem. Just what is the approximate percentage of how much you used that. Now, how big is the lot? Most of the people don't know, but if you go back into this page, like I told you, it has a lot of information. You want to make sure you know it. You'll go ahead and apply the 14,000. Let's say it's probably either less or more. Then go ahead and apply the 14,000, and that is about again another easy calculation. That's a third of an acre. You're gonna go ahead and put a third of an acre. Okay. Now, section 4, it's a waiver required documentation. This is indicate if you are exempt from the requirement to provide a copy of your driver's license. So if you don't have one, or if you can't and you're just not allowed, such as no, because I have, related health or aging, meaning you don't have one, they don't provide you a new driver's license, that's okay. Or if you have a criminal, you're under the criminal procedure, or if you're an active duty of the U.S. Army, or if you have a transportation code section C. Okay, so for that one, I think you do have to attach a copy of application. Okay, if you are applying for that. So if you go under section 5, provide additional information here. If you own other residential property in the state of Texas, please list the counties and the locations. We do not, so please go ahead and put something at least and go ahead and say not applicable. Under the section 6 is the affirmation and signature. It just means your name. So I would put my full name. And I want to make sure that it matches. And I am the property owner. Okay? Once you print it out, you sign here and you date it. So today is the 6th. Oops, I am on 2019 still. 2020, and you go on until you get into the applications affidavits. Now, this may or may not qualify for you, so don't stress out. I still want you to print the whole application. They want to make sure they have the whole application. So you simply correspond. If it does apply to you, a bank will be able to notarize this for free. Your favorite bank, the bank that you're part of, or call me if you are my client. Then I am a notary, public notary, so I'm able to do it for you. Okay. So again, those are the titles. So if you are of age of 65 or older, you want to make sure you have this notarized, and so on. Okay. Some people get really confused about this last one. So this one is that it just means occupies air property as a principal residence. If you're not an heir, don't worry about it. Okay, so that is pretty much it. What you're gonna want to do after signing and make sure that you have all your information in place, print out both of the driver's license if you have your spouse as well, or just yours, and you print them out, you send them, you put them in an envelope and send them to this address. Okay, so that was it for today. It was pretty simple. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I'm sure you're gonna find it useful for this year and the following years. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a phone call if you have my information, or email me. For my clients, I'm starting to filling out this for them. So, yeah. Well, there you have it. What do you guys think? I think that it shouldn't be overwhelming. You shouldn't be paying anyone to do your homestead exemption, and it should take you no more than 20 minutes at the most if you are trying to find out what your county and your office, your clerk's office account is, and all of that. It's totally free. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or contact me. At my website, you're able to see all my contact information as well as social media. You're able to contact me through there. If you get stuck, give me a phone call. I'll be happy to walk you through it. I just finished sending out my past clients filled out forms. And that was a lot of forms, but you know, it's a service that I do for my clients, and I'm happy to help. Again, my name is Michelle Eubanks. This is She Knows Real Estate. If you have any questions or I can help in any way, I'm happy to do so. Take care, guys, and until next week.